And what a tense game it was in the Euros 2024 round of 16 between France and Belgium, where we had an intense game leading up until the 80th minute before we could get a goal from that game. We all said in the morning that it was going to be a goal thrilling match, but this game didn't produce the much goals that we needed. But France scaled through by the own goal from Vertonghen, and we'll be giving you analysis on all of that. But first, I need to get John's opinion because he was saying start a certain player in the morning. So, John, they started your lineup now, and they still lost. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, they started. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. If you look at the lineup they started, I only suggested that they start a certain Lois Openda, who is a proven striker, getting lots of goals for the club side, and who hasn't been sitting on the bench for the bulk of this competition. Now, starting him today, look at the formation that they played. They actually played a much defensive formation today as against something that will be more free-flowing and counter-attacking. Is it because Belgium are scared of France? Maybe, but I think they were too defensive, too collected. They didn't risk it all in this match in trying to go all out.
You're saying too defensive. They have Carrasco in the midfield, who you know is an attacking player. They have a Kelvin, who is also an attacking player, and there's a Castegan, who can attack as well. Though you know he didn't play for big clubs as well, but he can attack. He's not the defensive left back or right back defender that just sits back and tries to tackle the ball. He goes on the progression as well to try and win you goals. What do you make of this? They started all the best players they could start, and yet
they started the best players they could have started, but the system was not right for me. If you look at where Doku was played today, Doku was played out wide. We were speaking about having Carrasco on the 7, Trossard on the left, and we missed him today. We saw Doku give up the possession a couple of times in this match, and we saw him with the flair thing again, trying to impress, you know. But for me, if you ask me, I think this was a game, once the game started and France were attacking as they should because they were looking to win this game to progress, they weren't clinical enough in the chances they were trying to create. A couple of chances off target. They weren't giving opportunity on the ball, if you ask me. And I think it came back to bite them at the end of the day.
Now, we said this before. See, you know, what I have problem now is the France team. They played a bit too defensive this game. Yes. You saw that with the likes of Openda and Lukaku putting pressure. Lukaku played from the left to help Doku sending those crosses, and there was no other person. See, since Lukaku is leaving the box to come and play the winger, nobody was receiving the crosses.
That means Doku shouldn't have been there, because him being in that position is jeopardizing the attack, because somebody has to leave his position, come and do your job, and then you put that place, empty. Kind of empty and vacant.
Enough about the Belgium team. Let's talk about the France team. We always see this is an attitude problem now, where they come into the game, first half, they're not giving that. Then the second half, 60 minutes into the game, they are now giving all the energy and everything. Now, scoring on the break before Vertonghen had to convert that chance to scoring the own goal. The France side, the lineup today, is it what you've always expected? Or because at the 60th minute, they brought in Kolo Muani and took off Marcus Thuram. Is it not this kind of game you expect to see a Giroud start where, we start from the flank, Kylian Mbappe?
For me, the way they started today, I like the way Didier Deschamps set up his side today. He set up his side with the potential to attack and quickly defend. That's not
how to set up. I said this.
It's not what fans like, but it is what gives results. Now, he started Chouameni, he started N'Golo Kante, and then you have Rabiot in that. I didn't want Rabiot to be in the game. I wanted a certain Kamavinga in the match, but it's not what it is at the moment. And he brought in, of course, obviously, Griezmann in there. But if you look at it, why wasn't a more dynamic midfield set up so that you could have
more chances created?
More chances created.
And maybe you have your players play from the flank and also getting in on the ball.
Yeah, because you have to see what we saw in this game is we saw a couple of players leaving the center of that pitch, talking about Mbappe now, going into the flanks to drive the ball, come back in, rather than trying to play somebody on. They were always trying to attack rather than play someone. So you have the ball, you drive down the flanks, you move into the 18, and you're now looking to cut inside the 18. Why not just cross that ball in? Let somebody who is the target man sit in there and get these opportunities for you. Let's not forget that you're playing against very tall defenders, players that are very good in the air as well too. But then you put the ball into the 18 and you're trying to pass your way inside the opponent's 18. It doesn't work out. We saw a false penalty cry by Kylian Mbappe when he was trying to drive into the 18 box, and then before he could move to hit the ball, somebody was already rushing to block the ball, and then he went down and was crying for a penalty. Those type of things are not what we want to see. And we also saw some other antics as well, because this goal was only conceded because what's his name now, and Romelu Lukaku was not smart enough in terms of, you took a knock rather than taking one on the chin and trying to move forward and play more free flow and trying to recover the ball. You stood back and you were holding your leg. The game is going and you are standing up holding your leg. The attention was not called to the fact that you took a knock and you are not deadly injured, because it was just a knock. Shake it off and grow and protect the ball, protect your team. He didn't do that, and you saw that man coming, and just immediately, the moment they passed into the 18, the turn and pass to Muani was very sharp. Muani just played the shot, but now the problem is that the keeper already read Muani's movement and was diving in position, only for Vertonghen's knee now to deflect it.
Well, the game was well balanced. You have a 54 as opposed to Belgium's 46 ball possession. But now, shots played. France played many shots off target, 16, and Belgium just played only 2 shots in that game, and those 2 were spot on target. If they had hit the target properly, if they were clinical enough, they might have gotten 2 goals. But France just played plenty shots and just getting blocked.
It's the same thing we've been speaking about in a couple of our past shows. You look at countries that are able to create the chances, that are able to play the attacking game, but they are not clinical enough. Then you have the teams that don't know how to create as much chances, or maybe are defending in the match. They are not looking to create. That shows you that if they could have been a little bit more attacking minded, they could have come away with because they were more clinical. They were able to do a whole lot more in terms of getting their shots on target. There was a shot. What's his name now? What's his name? Was it is it Doku or someone? It took a shot. It was Saliba at the time when France were trying to push, and nothing was going through. Saliba had to take the ball, come into the cusp of the midfield there, enter almost at the 18, and just took a shot, and it was off target. But at least you saw the spirit. It's the motivation that we need to get something from here, though it wasn't on target, but at least he took a shot, as against a Belgium side that were more clinical but didn't venture a lot more shooting attempts in this game.
Well, that was a good game to see. Let's look at what they bring in the next round, because France is through to the next round, and this is Vote FM Sports, where we just analyzed the game between France and Belgium. But for me, I felt like it was enough. It wasn't enough to get that performance and not be running away with the victory. This own goal would have perhaps taken the game into extra time, and
of course,
would have been a problem for us sitting at home watching the game, because we were feeling like it was too boring to be dragged into extra time.
Yeah, but let's not forget that in another time and at another climb, this could have well been a World Cup final or a European Championship final.
Don't take me back to 2018, please. Don't take me back to 2018. And that's our time on Vote FM Sports, where we give you updates on everything happening in and around the world of sports, and we give you everything happening in the Euros, and we perhaps tell you our own insight analysis on the post-match analysis on the games that are played as it's been played. The next